Welcome to Nice and Blunt. It's time for another podcast episode, and we're going to be going through every single week, making some win-loss picks, and hopefully we get a playoff picture that me and Angus feel is at least fun for
hmm
January. Welcome back to the show, Angus. Did you have any major takeaways from week 13? How was your Thanksgiving week?
Thanksgiving week was really good. Honestly, I felt it was some pretty good football. I thought the Bengals defense looked better than I thought, which it's a shame their record is so bad because they actually seem like, hey, if that was the team that showed up all throughout the season, maybe they would actually be in contention. Love that the Chiefs are losing. That's so fun. It just especially off the heels of the past couple years where especially last year too, where it just felt like they shouldn't be winning these games. They look bad. As someone who I had Mahomes in fantasy last year, and I kept thinking to myself, he's bad. Like he's playing badly, but they're winning. But they kept winning, so the discourse had to be, duh, duh, they're the champs. You have to put some respect on it. So finally it feels more, maybe even regressing past the mean a little bit on the side of losing. Sure, but at the same time, this just feels more like, no, this is how they have felt that they are. Like this makes more sense to me.
Yeah, last year they couldn't lose a one possession game. Now they can't win one. And next year
Mhm.
it'll probably be closer to 50-50. But one
Mhm.
thing that I think is just so refreshing is there has never been a point this year where like one of those roughing the passer calls or
Mhm.
close to the sideline hits that leads to their drive being extended and them winning the game is the story. Like the
Mhm.
NFL did send a message in the offseason. They fired some referees and they
Mhm.
were the ones that were linked to those controversial calls.
Oh yeah.
So that's what's not going in their favor. And I think that's a big reason why they're not coming away with some of those wins. It's nice to
And they've
see.
even had some opposite style games that happened. Like in the Dallas game they just had, the refs were it was that confrontation they had, and then after that, it was definitely like Dallas-y favory call. So it was just interesting to see. Usually it was the opposite where
Yeah.
yeah, the refs are kind of giving the Chiefs the LeBron treatment or the superstar treatment.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing games where no, they're angry at them. So it's nice to see for sure.
This time more than like in a long time that I can remember watching the NFL, it feels so much more up for grabs. It feels legitimately anyone's ball game.
Oh
And
yeah.
there's still a lot of teams that maybe aren't in the playoffs yet, but can still wind up with the trophy if you told me they
Especially in
find
the
a way to make it.
AFC. In the AFC, even more so, I feel, because there's not a single team in the AFC. Like in the NFC, for me, it's the Rams, where you look at them and you're like, they're probably the best
Most
team.
likely. They have the
Like,
most
I know
pedigree.
they just lost to Carolina. That means nothing to me. It was just, I don't know, that stuff happens. But in the AFC, there's not a team you could look at and say, oh, they're really good everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Bills, how I don't know, Colts, who knows?
And the
And with
Broncos just somehow they're this year's Chiefs where they just can't lose this close
yeah.
whatever fucking voodoo is going on. They just can't fucking lose.
So it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's find out what we think is gonna happen. Let's
Mhm.
if you're watching at home, we just switch the view, and if you Google ESPN playoff machine, you can do one of these
Mhm.
on your own, but we're gonna do one here for the sake of it. And week 13 is already in the book, so all those picks are locked. Let's move on to week 14, and this is the last week
Mhm.
with a bye. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna trade off, and if we have a
Mhm.
major disagreement, then we will talk about it, but otherwise we'll probably just go with
Mhm.
what the other person wants in that game. So my
Oh yeah.
picks I've already showed you this week. They might not be exactly what we go with
Yep.
in this week 14 slate, but I'll let you pick the first game. I think this is a true toss up on Thursday night. Lions hosting Dallas.
I'm going to pick Dallas for this game. I'm picking Dallas. They have been since the Quinn and Williams trade
Yeah.
with the Jets. They look way better. I think Schottenheimer should be coach of the year, probably. Like I don't see how.
I
You
don't
know
know if
what?
I go that far.
From where we
Let's
thought they were going to be, literally everyone was like, Dallas is in full rebuild mode. They're selling the team. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be third in the division
I
at
think it's
best.
more appropriate to put Dak in the MVP conversation if they make the
Yeah,
playoffs than
I think
Schottenheimer
that
in head
too.
coach. I'd rather see Shanahan win head coach or maybe even Vrabel, like
Vrabel, yeah, I
or
get
Sean
that. But
Payton. Like I don't know if
Well,
I'd put Schottenheimer there, but
the reason
they
why I bring
deserve
that
credit.
up
They look
again,
better.
they look better. And again, from the beginning of the year, where we were like, this team is going to be awful. They might only have a couple wins. You didn't know how the Pickens trade was going to work out. I thought he'd be good. I didn't think he'd be this good, honestly. Like, I didn't think it'd be this level of good, and the offense would be this good. Dak would be this good. So I'm picking Dallas because they're kind of catching fire. I think they're catching fire when they need to at this time of the year. Whereas the Lions maybe seem a bit more shaky. That's at least my feeling looking at it. Dallas is looking really good. Lions seem a bit shaky.
The reason why I picked Detroit this week is because if you go Dallas, I think the Lions are literally just locked out of the playoffs. Like this game means so much to Detroit, and I know they probably don't have Amon Ra this week,
Hmm.
but I think Tesla can step up, and I just trust that Jameer Gibbs is gonna
Hmm.
overpower them. Overshown is the key piece on their defense. Once Overshown came back from injury, then they had like real athleticism and like pop, and then Quinn Williams adds the spark of like just leaving the Jets and
Hmm.
having hope. But until they like actually are a playoff team, I can't like I don't consider Schottenheimer that impressive yet. But
Hmm.
Dak I think deserves so much credit, and I'm fine taking Dallas here. I think the game is such a toss up, but I personally
To that
think
point,
Detroit will win.
it's not like it's like going to be a blowout or anything like that. I think it could be very shootouty, but I like what I've seen from Dallas recently.
Okay. Let's move on to Jets hosting the Dolphins. This one, doesn't matter for playoff seeding, so I like the Jets in this one just because the weather's bad and I don't trust Tua there. So I'm going Jets.
Hmm.
What
Nice.
about Ravens hosting Steelers?
I'm gonna pick the Ravens. I think it'll be the Ravens. I get that it's in division and that could be tricky, but the Steelers just have such bad vibes about them.
It feels
With
gross to
the
take the Steelers. I took Pittsburgh this week because of Tomlin's
Mhm.
record against Baltimore, but
Yeah.
that division's so gross. If you told me the Steelers don't win, also like if you pick Ravens this week, then you're basically also saying this will be the first year Tomlin does not hit 9 wins.
And I think so because I think he's also getting fired.
I
But
think he'll hit 9 wins and they'll still lose the division and he'll get fired. I think he'll still have 9 wins and it's finally going to be like, okay, that doesn't matter anymore. We're
yeah,
done. But
yeah, yeah.
let's go Baltimore. Um, I'm gonna go Tampa over New Orleans. I think that's
Okay.
probably where you're going. We got the Jags hosting the Colts.
Boy,
I'm giving you all the tough ones.
I know I was gonna say, like, I feel bad because I'm getting all of like
Well, I already made my picks,
the
so
true doing. Oh, that's a good point. Um, Gosh, I'm going to pick the Jags for
I
this one.
agree on that.
I'm going to pick the Jags.
Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014.
And I think you could tell me that he's fought like the femur injury that Jones has. I mean, that has to mean something. I'm sorry.
Oh
It's
no,
tough.
it's
Like,
that's huge. I love the
um,
way that the Jags are getting healthy right now, and like even though
mhm,
Travis Hunter never worked out and isn't on the field, they've addressed it with Jacoby Myers and Brenton
mhm,
Strange is also looking pretty good. I like
100%.
Jacksonville quite a bit right now.
Yeah, their
Um,
passing game looked a lot better, and I do think the combo of ETN and Tootin front, like
yeah,
Tootin
no, if
really did the
Tootin
stuff that
pops off,
ETN
then
is not
they're
good
very
at.
legit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we agree on Jacksonville. In Cleveland, they're hosting the Titans. I think Cam Ward's due for a win, man. Like against the Browns, that's a winnable game. I'm gonna take the better
Yep.
quarterback. I'm going Titans.
I get that. That game's probably going to mean a lot to
And it
them.
also doesn't impact our playoff seeding.
Yep.
Vikings hosting Washington.
I'm for this going to pick Washington,
I would agree.
just because God, the Viking situation is bleak. It really, I mean, I know it's going to be what's his name, JJ McCarthy again, but who cares? Like, I think we've just kind of seen this year that that's probably not going to matter much.
And the
Like,
Commanders almost just beat Denver. Like,
really, yeah,
yeah,
no, they're playing with house money
with
here. They're,
Mariota.
yep,
And Daniels might play. I like this pick. Falcons hosting the Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seahawks just because I can't pick the Falcons anymore. I'm done with the Falcons.
mhm,
Every time I trust them, they shit the bed, and every time I
yeah,
rule them out, they actually show up. They're so annoying, man. Fuck the
oh, for
Falcons.
real.
Watch them win this game. Watch them fucking win. Okay, and then this one is a real, real tough one. I'm giving you all the tough ones, man.
Oh, I mean,
Bills hosting Cincy.
I'm doing Bengals
Same.
personally. Yeah,
Same.
I'm doing Bengals. They looked good. They looked really, really good. They're going to have their full cohort on offense back. I liked what I saw from their defense, like just in terms of the effort that they were kind of putting in. And I do feel a lot of defense in football, like so much of it is effort. Because like all these people are talented. Like it's scheme and it's effort. And so I think they could upset the Bills here. And they could be really inspired to kind of close out the year
Oh yeah,
strong. Like, and that's going to kind of matter to them more. Meanwhile, Buffalo could just be a bit more like, all right, we're not going to be the one seed. Let's just like kind
yeah.
of get to the end.
I agree. But it is snowing. I could see Josh Allen just dominate in the snow. I'm gonna go Broncos over Raiders. That's pretty
Yep.
obvious. Are you taking Packers or Bears in Green Bay?
I'm taking Bears.
Bears, same.
I'm
I
doing Bears.
I think
Uh,
Bears are they're at least destined to split, and I think they're gonna win on the road.
I
The
I think the Bears. I'm not picking them to win the Super Bowl. I think they're good enough to do it.
They run the ball
I,
so much better. I think that's the key
yeah.
in this game.
Like if Caleb could just play a little bit better, like the defense has been good. I really like Ben Johnson as a coach. So they have all the tools to do it. So and then like the Packers, it's just like they played down to their opponent so much that and I think that's just a bad thing to do. So if they like try and mess or be cute with the Bears at all, I think they're just gonna lose.
And because of the history of these two
Yeah.
teams, I don't think they respect Chicago enough to play up to what
Yeah.
Chicago's going to like. Chicago last week, that game might as well have been their Super Bowl coming
Mhm.
into the offseason. When you see that on the schedule, oh,
Yeah.
you're at Philly on Black Friday. Yeah, that game fucking matters to you. And
Mhm.
for to the Eagles, it was too blasé.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be. I don't want to fucking play on Friday. Let me go home
Mhm.
early. That's that's kind of. I
100%.
wouldn't say that's the same in this matchup, but I think it's still kind of on the where the Bears really are motivated to step
Oh
up,
yeah.
and the
Just
Packers
last
just
year the
aren't quite
Bears were
on that
terrible.
same mentality yet.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like all these Packers players, every time they've played the Bears, they've been kind of a joke. Like they have not been
Yeah,
something to take seriously. So that's a hard mental hurdle to get over of like, no, not only now are they to be taken seriously, they're the one seed. That it's just hard, I think, mentally to do that. So that's why I think they're gonna lose.
yeah, it's like Roger just saying, "Oh, I just own the Bears, so we're just gonna win." But
Yeah.
they probably don't roll over. But the weather, I think, just favors the run game so much. I trust Chicago. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm taking the Rams over Arizona. I'm done playing
Mhm.
with like the Cardinals as a sneaky
As an
upset.
actual football team.
Let's ignore that. Uh, they're fun, but
They're fun.
they're just not capable of beating
Yeah.
them. And then Chiefs hosting Texans. Are you putting the nail in the Chiefs coffin this week?
So yeah, I am
You
because
are.
like the Chiefs are going to be out without their starting left tackle, and I think another starting offensive lineman is going to be out, and this Texans defense is so good at getting pressure. And Mahomes also this year and other years is not that great when facing pressure. So it's just kind of the ultimate worst defense for the Chiefs to face right now. I think they're going to really put the brakes on the offense. And the big reason why the Chiefs are losing a lot of games this year is because their defense isn't stepping up like it
Right.
used to. So with Houston's offense looking to be on the upswing, I think they're going to be able to put up points on the Chiefs, and the Chiefs defense isn't going to be able to get off the field. I just think it's kind of the perfect team to take out to like hit the Chiefs in all the ways they're most vulnerable.
They match up really well. The only trend why I'm like sticking with the Chiefs, and also like just the fact their season's like so on the ropes. If they lose, I think it's totally over.
Oh, it
Unless
is.
the
Yeah.
Colts just somehow collapse and don't win another game. But I just want the Chargers to be the one to do it.
Oh, I
And
see.
I
Yeah.
also am afraid that if the Texans keep rolling, Texans could also bounce the Chargers. So for like kind of
Mhm.
personal reasons, I took the Chiefs.
I hear that.
But I think that
Yeah.
game is truly a toss up. Like I don't think it's easy. I took the Texans to cover, and then I
Yeah.
took the Chiefs to win. Like I think it's a 1 point game.
I hear that.
But I'm fine going Houston there. I'm taking the Chargers over the Eagles. As long as Herbert plays, I think Hampton comes back, and I think the Eagles are so vulnerable.
Mhm.
Kind of what we were saying about the Bears Packers game. Chargers absolutely are going to play
Oh
really
yeah.
well and like are really motivated for this game. For the Eagles, it's just like kind of another game. Like it's on Monday, I know, but like
Oh yeah.
we gotta you know, gonna play on Monday. Like, get this shit over with. I really think the Eagles are just kind of like not quite there yet because they can afford to lose and still win their division fine.
Yeah.
But
Oh, 100%. Yeah, so it's just different teams having different motivations. I'm also liking what I'm seeing from the Chargers this year, just in terms of the not giving up element. Like they're
yeah,
like it'd be so
I
easy to
mean,
roll over for this season with our tackles out for the year, like
well,
and
don't count
Hampton
the
being
Jags game, but yeah,
yeah, but you know what? Like for the length of the season, like yeah, we have some bad games here and there,
yeah.
100%. But that win we just had was very good. I don't know. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I know it's the Raiders, but still.
They need this. I think with their schedule upcoming, they have a Texans game, they have a Chiefs game, they have a Broncos game, they have a Cowboys game. Like
Yeah.
this is actually a must win. I think it's actually the most winnable that they have left.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just update our current playoff seeding. This is different than my full picks, but we currently have the Broncos as the 1 seed, 11-2, Pats at the 2, facing off against the Colts, 8-5, and then the Texans made it into the playoffs at the 6 seed, facing off at the Jags in the 3, and then the Ravens host the Chargers, the Harbaugh brothers. That's gonna be fun. And then NFC, we got the Bears staying as the 1 seed, the Rams hosting the Packers, the
Mm-hmm.
Eagles hosting the Niners, and then the Buccaneers hosting Seattle. We'll
Hmm.
revisit this when we're done with the next 4 weeks. But now that, like, projecting forward, there might be injuries and stuff that we don't know about. Let's try
Yes.
and let's try and go a little faster.
Yep.
But let's go to week 15 now.
Yep.
And I guess I'll go first on this one.
Cool.
I'm gonna take the Falcons to upset Tampa.
Okay.
Cousins swept them last year. I think Cousins has their number in London. Will be healthy, and I don't like the Bucks defense. I don't trust their receivers to be healthy right now. Igbuka's kind of in a slump. I am taking the Falcons for an upset because they find a way to thread the
Yeah.
needle.
Yeah. Nice. I agree with that. I'm going to take the Bills
I agree with
here
that.
against the Patriots. I just in division, I don't think they could sweep the Bills, so I think they'll be motivated to split.
Okay, and then the Bengals are hosting the Ravens. I'm going to take the Bengals. I think the
Nice.
Bengals sweep. I don't trust the Ravens offense right now.
Sweet. Jags over Jets for me.
I agree.
Pretty easy.
Chargers at the Chiefs. Let's fucking put the nail in the coffin, buddy. Let's go Chargers. But odds are at home the Chiefs probably win.
Yeah.
Well, I'm taking
Uh,
Chargers.
no, this one, Texans over Cardinals. The Cardinals aren't playing like a real football team, in
I
my opinion.
agree. Bears hosting the Browns. We're rolling with the Bears.
Nice. I'm going to pick the Giants for this.
That I
No,
could see going to Jaden Daniels, but I think that's
yeah.
fine. Giants off a bye. I think that's fair, but no one's coming
I,
to the
I'm not
rescue.
confident about it. Jaden could be back, so like they could, and with Terry back,
Yeah.
it could just be a much better Washington team. Both teams kind of don't have anything to play for at that point, so it's just gonna be like pride. So
It
it kind of depends on who wants it more.
If this matchup had playoff implications, I might argue with you, but let's go Giants.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Eagles over the Raiders. I'm not gonna take
yeah.
Geno. Um,
Boy, this one's gonna be tricky. Colts
yeah,
versus
Seahawks hosting the Colts.
Seahawks. I mean, I think the Seahawks are just way better than the Colts is the problem. Like I really do. So I think I'm gonna pick Seahawks.
I think I would too. It's close. I think Taylor will put up a good fight, but as long as Darnold doesn't have this like ankle injury is like a serious
Yeah.
problem, then I they won without him doing shit last week, so I'll
Yeah.
go Seahawks as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Broncos hosting the Packers. That's
Hmm.
The Broncos are due for a loss, man.
Yeah.
The
I know
Broncos are
it's so
due.
close.
I think I'm gonna go Packers here.
Nice. Real nice. For me, God, I can't do it. No, it's San Fran.
Yeah, I think you have to. Can't
Yeah.
imagine they lose to Ward.
Mhm.
The Saints hosting the Panthers. I'm gonna go Carolina on that.
I get
Off the
that.
bye, I can't see them losing to Tyler Shuck. Rams
Yeah.
hosting the Detroit.
Uh, I'm going to probably pick the Rams.
I would go Rams as well.
I get it, but like I'm gonna pick the Rams. They're just such a good team this year.
Yeah, sadly, the Lions. If St. Brown is gonna be out for
Hmm.
any time, really, the hard to trust the Lions, because especially in this matchup, the Rams, like, their best aspect on defense is their run defense. Like, if
Yep.
they can limit Gibbs, then I wouldn't trust. It'll be a fun game, a good
Oh yeah.
fight, but I would stick with the Rams. No
Yep.
answer for like Devontae Adams and Puka.
100%.
Um, Cowboys hosting Minnesota. I'm going Dallas.
Nice. I get that.
Uh,
Um, Pittsburgh, Miami, that's an interesting, like I do think Miami could win this for sure. I'm probably gonna go Pittsburgh though.
I think I would go Pittsburgh in this. I think December in Pittsburgh for Tua.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey and Johnny Smith revenge game.
Yeah, for sure.
Little
For
action there.
sure.
But
No, I'd give it to Pittsburgh.
here's the thing:
Like I
if they
said,
lose that game, then their season's done. Like, if
100%,
they lose that, then fire Tomlin.
100%, like in season.
Okay, so we'll go Pittsburgh. Okay, week 16. You can start off on Thursday.
Uh, boy, this is gonna be a good game. Rams, Seattle. I'll give it to Seattle.
I think I got to go Seahawks on the rematch.
Yeah,
That
I'm
game
gonna
was
go
so close
Seahawks.
the first time. That
It was.
does actually put them into the one seed.
Oh, hell yeah.
That does flip them into the one seed at the
Real
moment.
cool.
I could definitely see the Rams sweep. Like, wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah.
Darnold, if you can't beat anyone, it's McVay.
Yeah.
But
But
they
I'll give it to him at
they should
home.
have won if not for the missed 60-yarder. Like, I don't think he'll throw 4 picks this time. If
Yeah,
it's in Seattle, I'll give them the split. But it wouldn't shock me at all if the Rams swept.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, so you go Seahawks. I'm gonna go Commanders. I'm calling upset in Washington. Give me Jaden Daniels over Jalen Hurts. Like, this is
I
like
get it.
this is where the Eagles finally realize, like, oh shit,
And that kicks him out of the playoffs. Just like,
it
right? Yeah.
does. It puts Dallas as the
That's
three
Dallas,
seed.
the 3 seed. As the four, yeah, the 4 seed. Man, super cool.
That's
Um,
why I think they might lose to Detroit. I kind of feel like it's a little too soon for them to to steal the division. But
no, I know. I,
anyways,
I hear what you mean.
your pick: Packers at the
I just
Bears.
don't believe in the Packers. I don't think they're a real. I think they're frauds.
You
But
think
that's
they'll get swept by the Bears?
maybe. I think the Bears look really good.
I think they'll split, but
You think so?
okay, for the sake of the exercise, I'll give you Chicago, but I
All
don't think they're gonna win both.
it's hard to do, and that's why I hesitate because I know my gut tells me that's really hard to do.
My theory
Uh,
on it is the first game, the Ben Johnson Bears have like still the element of surprise in their back
mhm,
pocket. Like, there's still a factor of like, what is their offense going to be week to
mhm.
week that you just don't have with Green Bay. Like,
Yeah,
exactly what Green Bay's going to do, and with Jacobs not really playing lights out, like, that game is so cold this week. I think you have to run the ball, and
yeah,
that's why I think Chicago definitely wins. But the second time, you kind of get a better picture of what Chicago actually is going to look like in this rivalry. And
hmm
then there's also the element of, I think, Jaden Reed coming back in week 16. I think he'll be healthy. This week, I have no idea about
yeah.
Jaden Reed, but I know his practice
Okay,
window will close. He'll be on the field in the second matchup. So I would go Green Bay second game,
sure. I get
but
that.
I'll stick with your pick of Chicago. Um, Next matchup, Jets at Saints. Doesn't really matter, but let's throw the Saints a bone.
Okay, I
Whatever.
like that.
Browns
Um,
hosting Buffalo.
I'm gonna pick the Bills just because I think that's probably going to happen
Yeah,
most of the time.
we picked them to beat the Patriots last week. They got to
Yeah,
beat Cleveland. Chiefs at Titans. Got to go Chiefs there.
yep, 100%.
Ravens hosting Patriots.
I am gonna pick the Patriots here, especially with
Ooh,
how the Ravens offense has looked. I
that
don't
puts
know.
the Steelers atop the division at 7.
Yeah, it really does. I just think the Pats, after losing to the Bills, are going to come quite prepared. And the issue with the Ravens right now is Lamar just is not playing like an MVP. And I don't know if that's because of injury. I don't know if that's because of Derrick Henry or off. Like, it's hard to say what the reason is.
Uh
You
huh.
just know that he's not. And then the defense has been so shaky all year, so it's hard to hang your hat on they're going to show up and kind of keep them in it. So if they can't get it together, the offense that is, then yeah, I think they're probably going to lose to the Pats, who I think are just playing as a better team coming off of a loss.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think that game is a true toss up, and definitely the Patriots are playing better at this point. So yeah, let's go with it. Chargers at the Cowboys. I'm gonna give it to Dallas.
Hmm.
I don't. We've been picking the Chargers quite a bit, but I think they're kind of destined to lose one of these ones. But this is one of the ones I think that they can win. If I think if they lose to the Chiefs, the urgency I think might help them propel towards a
Yep.
win. But I doubt they're going to win like 12 games. So I'll give it to Dallas with more urgency there.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there.
The Giants hosting the Vikings.
I'm gonna do Giants here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
can't trust
Giants.
McCarthy.
Can't I really
Panthers hosting Bucks. This one's really interesting, and I think in Carolina, I'm going to take the Panthers. There's
yeah.
been some overtime games between them in the past, and Carolina's really stepped up at home. Like they just beat the Rams. They've won at home a lot more consistently than on the road. I'll take Carolina,
Nice.
which would put them atop the division at 9-6.
Yeah, real cool. Real cool.
Broncos
Um,
hosting Jags.
I am going to then pick, I think I'm gonna pick the Jags.
Really?
I think I'm gonna pick the Jags.
Wow.
I like what I'm seeing from them lately. I just I feel the Broncos are so susceptible to what Bo Nix are you getting this time around. Normally you have a cat come up here. Now I'm having a cat that just hopped up here.
There we
Yeah.
go.
All right. God, she clawed me good. She did not like that. Yeah, I'm picking the Jags here. It feels like a good upset to kind of pick. They're playing well. I really, it's that I did like the passing game that they just had, not as a Brian Thomas fantasy owner, but as oh, they could move the ball. That
Uh-huh.
was my big issue with them earlier in the year, where it looked like the passing game was just bad, and a lot of that was Brian Thomas. So I think having Strange and then like having a viable passing attack opens up the run. So really, I think their offense is just going to be really able to answer.
Well, if they win that and all of our other predictions happen, then the Jags would take the 2 seed and the
Mhm.
Broncos would fall to the 3 seed. If the Broncos win, then they would have the 1 seed at 12-3, and the Jags would be the 3 at 10 and
Mm-hmm.
5. So this game
Yeah.
has major implications for both. I think if the 1 seed's at stake in
Yeah.
Denver, I wouldn't pick
I get.
Jacksonville. I would trust Pat Surtain in that defense to shut him
Yeah.
down. But well,
I
I'll
hear
go
you.
with the
No,
Jacks.
listen, I
That's
think it's
fine.
close. I think it's close. I'm
I think
not
it's
gonna.
close as well. The Broncos never win by blowout. But
Yeah.
I think they've proven more in close games. I would expect they win, but their records are closer than I would have thought.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll go in Jacksonville. Then we have the Cardinals hosting Atlanta. The Falcons I just picked to beat Tampa. Not going to pick them here. Give me Arizona.
Yeah, I agree with
It
that.
feels very appropriate.
Feels very
Texans
appropriate.
hosting Raiders.
I just I can't pick the Raiders. I'm
No,
sorry.
I can't.
I'm
Texans
thinking
win,
that's the Texans for
which puts
sure.
them in the 5th seed.
In the fifth seed.
The Lions hosting Pittsburgh. I'm taking Detroit.
Mhm.
Um, the
Um,
Dolphins hosting Bengals.
I'd go Bengals here.
Yeah, same. And now the Bengals are atop their division at 7-8.
Wow. Does that I didn't even realize there was a chance they can get back in it. Good for them.
Well, we haven't picked them to lose yet.
That's true.
We've been picking the Ravens to lose quite a bit.
That's
The
true.
Colts hosting San Francisco. This is probably a San Francisco game, but their season would be on the line at this point. Niners
Yeah.
run defense. I don't know if they can stop Taylor. This one's a true toss up, and I just think the Niners can maybe afford to lose it and still advance. I'm gonna go Indy
Hmm.
because it's so critical.
It's so important. Yeah.
But that
I-
one I think can go either way.
Yep. I get that.
Okay, week 17. I guess I'll start this time. We got
Mhm.
Dallas at Washington. I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Nice. Love it. Next one for me is easy. It's Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit over the Vikings for sure. The Chiefs hosting Denver. This time I'm gonna take Kansas City, but
Hmm.
I could see them really be resigned at this point. Like if they're still the 10 seed, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. They might not want to go out like punks is the thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But I hear what you mean. Like they could just be checked
It's
out.
possible, but I doubt it. I'm gonna go Kansas City.
Yeah. I'm going to pick New York.
Okay, yeah. Um, I, I don't know about that, but it means nothing for playoffs, so that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a toss-up game.
What I think
Um,
that game is going to be, I think it's going to be like each team scoring over 40 points. I think it's going to be zero defense.
yeah.
Just because like it literally doesn't matter for both. And
No,
like they're just like, all right, let's just throw.
if you have Genty in the fantasy championship somehow, you are gonna
Oh yeah.
dominate.
Oh no, really, and it's really that's a preseason take I had that,
Yeah,
and that's what that actually is that I thought, okay, if you have any Raider or Giant in the playoffs, like that means something. That's a great game to have
that was
because
one of
it could.
my main reasons for taking like Scattaboo
Oh yeah,
randomly and be like, oh well, he plays the Raiders in that Week 17 game.
well, because like the big thing for those types of games is defenses don't want to tackle because they're like, why am I going to hurt
Right.
myself tackling right now? Because like
Yeah.
the season's over. Who cares? But then meanwhile, the teams still have pressure to win. Like the
Hmm.
coaches are like, no, we're trying to win here. Like
Yeah.
we need to prove that I should not be fired.
I need another contract.
Like
Damn
I need
it.
another contract,
Yeah.
or you have someone like Dart who's a rookie. It's like, no, I need to get him reps. Let's.
Yeah.
So the point being, they're going to want to push the
No, that
offense.
game will be very entertaining. Great for fantasy, but means nothing.
Uh,
I'm gonna go to this game. Chargers hosting Texans. Man, I really want the Chargers to win so bad. If the division's actually up for grabs here, because we have the Broncos kind of falling off a
Yeah,
little bit, then I
yeah.
think it's a fair bet
It's
that
been
Chargers
bad.
will overcome. I kind of feel like the Texans might win that game just because the O line is not going to have any hope against them. But I'm gonna keep the crowd noise as high as possible, and I'm gonna go Chargers in this one. And that does put them in the 3 seed atop the division, bro. Oh my God, yes, yes, I
That would be
love
wild.
this.
That would be wild.
I'd have to show the
Um,
audience just for full proof. Right now
I
we
know.
have the Chargers in the 3 seed,
I know.
Bears
Next,
and still in 1 seed.
Seahawks, pretty easy
Uh,
against Carolina.
okay. Yeah, that's the pick I would make too. The Packers hosting the Ravens. We picked the Ravens to lose so much. I'm gonna go Ravens here, but I think that's more likely a Packers win. But that
I
puts the
know
Ravens atop that division.
it does. I know I keep picking Cincinnati to win, and that's why I feel skeptical. But it's kind of like if it matters to them, like if there's actually a shot they could make the playoffs, I just feel they're going to play with so much more intensity than
They ran the
Arizona.
table last year. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah, like I don't know. I kind of feel like picking the Bengals.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's
you want to
it's
go
just the
Arizona
schedule,
there?
man. Like it's hard to look at the teams they've gone against, they're going against, and be like, oh, clearly they're going to lose there.
So you want to go Arizona?
Yeah, let's do Arizona.
Okay. Because if we
They
take
can't.
the Bengals, then they're atop the division at 8-8.
Like I want to take the Bengals. I just also am skeptical of them running the table like that. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean?
Well, they get the
So,
Browns next week. So that's where I think in week 15. Oh, no, let's just
hmm,
stick with what we're doing. We'll go back and change it later. We're back in week 17. You're going Arizona over Cincy. That's fine.
yeah,
I'm gonna go Cleveland over Pittsburgh.
nice. Love that.
I think it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, love that.
Okay, your pick. Jets hosting.
I'm probably picking
Yeah,
Patriots.
definitely Patriots. Titans hosting the Saints. That is worthless, but we'll go Cam Ward.
Hmm.
Colts hosting Jacksonville.
Boy, probably I'll pick the Colts here.
I think so too. I think
Yeah,
they lose the first one, win the second one.
yeah.
I will take the Buccaneers at the Dolphins,
Hmm.
and then the Bills hosting the Eagles. Ooh, that's huge.
That's huge for both. Like it really, really is.
Yeah, massive.
Man,
Right now, the Eagles are the 7 seed. The Bills are the 6 seed.
man. I'll give it to Josh.
You're going Allen.
Uh,
If there's bad weather, I'd go Allen as well. But
Yeah,
I think
I'm
that's
gonna
the pick. I
go.
think that's the right pick. I think
I'm gonna
Buffalo
go
will win.
Bills.
Bears at Niners. I'm gonna go Chicago.
Nice.
Ben
And then
Johnson has that Shanahan number.
And then I'm gonna pick the Rams.
Yeah, I go Rams as well. Okay, so right now we have the Rams as a wild card team, the Seahawks in the 2 seed. We have
Yeah.
the Chargers hosting a playoff game. That'd be crazy against the
Well,
Bills.
I just want to go to that.
Oh my god,
I just
that'd be
want to
so much fun. The
listen, I'm not gonna
Broncos
pick like
falling
the
to the 5th seed, and then the Patriots getting the
yeah,
playoff bye. So we have one more week left.
yeah,
Let's see how it goes. I
okay.
would take the Rams over Arizona.
Yeah, I'm good with that. So the interesting thing here is this game's gonna matter.
Broncos hosting Chargers.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this one's gonna matter
Oh,
now.
it's for the division. They're both 11-5.
I might pick Denver.
I think if it's in Denver, it's very tempting to go. But why I would feel like Chargers got a
Like
shot?
I
They've
wanted to
never
I
lost to
think
Bo
yeah.
Nix.
Yeah, no,
They've beat
like
him 3 times.
they have a shot, don't get me wrong. Then all right, let's like I want to pick Chargers.
Let's do that. It's more fun.
We're the 2 seed.
We're literally the 2 seed right now, but
That's
we don't have the tiebreaker over Jacksonville, so we'll see how that goes. But Chiefs over Raiders, but
yeah.
meaningless. They're not in the playoff picture. Yes. Patriots over Dolphins, I would assume. Um,
Patriots over Dolphins. Yeah, there we go.
Eagles over Washington. I think. Oh, right. Fuck. I forgot our rotation.
Oh,
It was
God.
your pick on Raiders over Chiefs.
Okay, so then I have this one. God, it depends if Jaden's back or not. Like if he's like this matters for the Eagles, so I'm probably gonna pick the
I think
Eagles.
so too. I don't think they would get swept,
No.
but
Yeah.
at the moment they would still not be in the playoffs. But let's see how it all shakes out. The Steelers hosting the Ravens. I would go Ravens here. I think second time it would be the Ravens.
Yep. I agree with that.
That's why the first
Um,
time I took the Steelers, I'm like, I feel like they're gonna split, and
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the second time it'll be Ravens.
Yeah.
Anyways, um,
Then I'm gonna pick, I mean,
this is for
oh, the
the
49ers.
division. If the
Yeah.
Seahawks win, they get the division. If they lose, then San Francisco is still a wild card.
Then I think I'm gonna pick Seahawks. I think
Uh,
they're gonna win it way more.
yeah, I think so too. And
I
that
think
would put
that's
Seattle in the
better.
1 seed temporarily, but we haven't picked Chicago yet.
Yep.
The Texans hosting the Colts for a playoff picture. Yeah, if the Colts win, they get a wild card. If the Texans win, they get the wild card. I would go Houston.
Yep. Love that. Um, this one I feel the game is gonna matter, so I'm gonna pick Dallas.
Yeah,
Like it's hard I know it's in division, so you
but
could get
we
tricky,
have
but
not picked Dallas to lose
yeah, I
this
know.
entire video. You really think they're running the table? So I think they'll win this game. So I think
I
we
think
may
they're
have to go
really
back
good.
and
Like,
maybe
well,
revisit
we'll
one of
go
those
back and
wins.
look. We'll go back and look and see if
Okay.
there's one of these that we would actually
Yeah.
switch. Yeah, that's a
Then
good point.
Bengals over Browns would be my pick,
Okay.
and that
We
does
might have to
not give them
relook at
the division.
we might have to look at the Bengals. Well, I guess it doesn't matter
We'll go
because
back on them too, but that would not give them the division. They would
this
be
one I
they would be
might
eight and
pick
nine.
this one I might pick the Lions.
Really?
I think
I don't
well,
see it.
where's hold on, what did we do before? Have we done this one already?
Detroit at Chicago?
Or have they played them yet?
They
Probably.
played in week 2.
Uh,
I'm taking Chicago.
yeah, it's at Chicago.
If
I
the
get
Bears
that.
win, they get the 1 seed, and the
Yeah, let's
Lions
do.
would still miss the playoffs. And I
Yeah.
don't think after they got embarrassed so badly the
In
first
week
time, I don't think they would
18,
get lose the
yeah.
second.
I forgot it's week 18. Week
Yeah.
18 people sit when
The
it,
Lions, I don't think would sit anyone, but I think the Bears would really show up for the bye, and the
100%.
chance of redemption after week 2 was
Yeah,
so bad.
I get it.
Okay, I'll take the Falcons over the Saints, but
Yep,
actually, you know what? I'll take New Orleans.
nice. Yeah, fuck the Falcons. On that note, I'm gonna do the Bills.
Yeah, same.
It's
I
just
could
hard to
see
imagine.
the Jets win, but the Bills winning would give them the 5 seed. I think they will show up.
Yeah.
And then Packers at Vikings, I would go Green Bay,
hmm
and
I'm with you
then
there.
Bucks
I
hosting
don't
Carolina.
I don't think the Bucks are gonna lose this game.
Me neither. For the
I
division,
yeah.
Bucks would take it at 10-7.
I don't think they're gonna lose. So Buccaneers there.
And then last game would be the Jags hosting the Titans. If the Jags win, they get the 2 seed. If they lose, they give the Texans the division. That would be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go upset. Let's
Texans.
take
I
the
mean, sorry,
Titans.
Titans.
I'll
Man.
take
Yeah.
I'll take Tennessee just
Nice.
for how it would shift everything.
All right. So then where is Dallas? Let's go back to week 14. Where's Dallas losing? It could be week
I think
14.
they're losing to Detroit. I think they're losing to
Okay.
Detroit.
Let's make that switch. What
And
does
if they
that look
lose to
like?
Detroit, they still would win the division at 10-6-1.
Yeah.
But Detroit would still be missing the playoffs
Because
at
they're
10 and
beating
7.
the week 15, they're beating the Vikings. I'm confident with that.
Dallas, yeah. Week 16, I think they're beating the Chargers.
I think they're beating the Chargers too in
Week
Dallas.
17, they're beating the Commanders.
I think that too.
And then week 18,
Yeah.
I think they're beating the Giants. I think the Cowboys
Okay.
are finishing with 10 wins, and I think they're losing to Detroit. I think that's what's going to happen.
I'll give you that. Because
If
the other
not, they would
one,
have to lose to the Chargers. I don't think they're going to win out.
yeah. No,
Uh,
I think that okay, then I'm good with this.
okay.
This is what I think will probably happen.
Well, let's revisit Baltimore and Cincinnati because in week
Yeah.
14, we have the Ravens winning this week against Pittsburgh. And if Pittsburgh wins, that
Yeah.
means no team gets to 9 in the AFC North, and the Bengals would actually be the division champions at 8 and 9. This
Mm,
game this week decides the Ravens' fate, like
yeah.
very significantly. And I think it's going to be very like shaky.
Yeah.
So
I think also so the Bengals for week 14 and 15 are like it's games that could go either way.
well, we
You know what
took
I
the
mean?
Bengals in week 15, and I think if they
Against
beat
the
the Bills, I could see the Ravens I could see the Ravens win the second game against
yeah.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So if the Ravens lost this week and then won next week, then they would be 9-8. They would get the 4 seed.
Man.
And then what would be crazy about that scenario is I took Pittsburgh to lose to Cleveland in week 17.
Hmm.
And if Pittsburgh does lose, then they lose the division. If they win that game, oh, actually, no, it doesn't change anything. If they win that game, then they have to go 10-7. Then they would need Cincy to beat
Mm.
the Ravens next week.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Pittsburgh has to beat Cleveland. I don't think they're going to beat the Ravens in the final game. I don't think they beat the Lions. I don't think they lose to the Dolphins though. So
Yeah.
this game decides their season, and then they need help. So that's why I
Yeah.
think Pittsburgh wins this week.
Interesting. Yeah,
But
I
then
get
next week,
that.
I think the Ravens will probably end up winning and clinch the division. But that's the thing. You also took the Bengals over Arizona, and that game actually means nothing to them. It's all about the division.
Yeah, that's a good point. Um, I the problem is I do think the Ravens are going to win the division. So
I think so too.
how we get there is a little around. Like I
The
get,
the most critical
yeah,
game for them would then become the Bengals game in week 15.
yeah,
That keeps the Bengals at 9 losses.
hmm,
And then as long as they beat Pittsburgh once and win the other games we're thinking. We have them beating the Packers though. If they lose to the Packers, then the Steelers would win at 9-8.
yeah.
The AFC North is just such a crazy situation. But either way, do you think any of them would beat like a playoff, like win a playoff game? Like
No,
in our current situation, we have the AFC North taking on Buffalo in that
yeah,
4-5 matchup. Do you think the Steelers can beat Buffalo? I don't think so.
no, not at all.
Do you think the Bengals can beat Buffalo? I
Yes,
would say so.
I think they could.
Do you think
I
the
don't know if I
Ravens
pick it,
can
but they
beat
could.
them?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Uh,
so
could is different
Ravens,
than would.
Bengals week
Like
15.
the Pittsburgh, I don't think can beat Buffalo,
No,
even like on their
we
best
just saw
day.
it.
But I think if Lamar snaps out of his weird little funk that he's in and the defense holds up, and then you get like a less than average game from Allen, they could win.
Okay, so next
Yeah.
week, Ravens at Cincinnati is a playoff game, and
Yep.
that'll decide
Basically.
everything
Yep.
pretty
I agree
much.
with that.
Um, so we would have the Bill. So you would think the Ravens beat Buffalo then?
I think so.
We have the
I think
Texans
the
hosting
Ravens would beat
Jacksonville.
Buffalo. That's a tough game.
I'd go Houston.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. Like if Houston keeps like Houston, the vibe of them feels ramping up. Like they're kind of just like they look better than they did before, and that's kind of what you want
Yeah.
from a team to be like picking up steam.
I think
So
I think they're trending a little bit better. I trust their defense a bit more, but that game's a true toss up because it's in Houston. I'd go Houston. But
I get
if if let's say the Jags win in that final game, then they would host Houston. Would you take Jacksonville over Houston if it was in Florida?
well, I think the Jags could win. I guess though, you could just have, and I mean, I don't know. I trust, like Lawrence does have a good playoff win. It was against us. So maybe you give it to him.
That's such a it's so up for grabs, man. It's crazy how competitive it is this year. That game is hard to predict. Let's I would still go
Mhm.
Houston though. I think I'd take
I'd probably
Houston,
pick Houston.
but
Yeah.
it'd be so much closer if it was in Jacksonville. And then in our scenario, we have the Chargers winning the division, which if they win the division, then that means they really prove it the next few weeks. I kind of don't feel like that's gonna happen. I think we need to
Yeah, I
revisit the
know.
Chargers picks.
Listen, it's homerism for sure. Like, because do I genuinely think they're gonna win the division? Fucking no. Like, no.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it depends on how the Philadelphia game goes.
Well, here's the thing: we
That's
have the
what it
Broncos
really.
just collapsing, man.
Yeah. Well, but that's not so inconceivable, honestly, because
No,
they're
it's
winning
not.
all these one-score
It's
games.
not. Yeah.
Even the game they just had against
Right.
Washington, if like the guy they were Mariota was throwing to was open, he just got a hand on it. Like that's all it
Yeah.
was. They were that close to losing that game. Him
It's
just
well,
getting a hand
it's
on
the
it.
same thing with the Jags beating the Raiders.
Yeah.
Literally the exact same thing happened. Gino had the pass batted down to
Mhm.
Bowers to win the game. So yeah, I
So
don't trust
when they
really
keep
either of them.
winning games like that, it's hard to give them a benefit of the doubt. Like I know, like there's the way to interpret that, but like it's the Chiefs last year where everyone's like, oh, but they're winning is a skill, and like this is like find ways to do it. It's like no, you're gonna lose those. Like you're just having really good variability, like very good luck, kind of. And like yeah, you're putting yourself in positions to succeed. Like that's a really talented guy coming off the edge who got his hand up, and he knows how to make that play. But when it's that close, any given Sunday, you could just kind of not have that go your way suddenly, and you could just go on a bit of a
Yeah.
plummet.
Okay, let's revisit the Chargers schedule because this week I think they beat Philly. Let's stick with the Eagles one.
That's the tricky one,
Let's stick with
honestly.
the Eagles win.
Uh, yeah,
I don't think they're gonna beat the Chiefs. Let's be honest.
I don't think they will
Okay, if we
either.
take that
It's
away, they
hard.
still would win the division though. So
Yeah.
then, um,
Then they
they
lose to
beat
the
the. Are they going
Cowboys.
to beat the Cowboys? No, we have them losing to the Cowboys,
We have them losing the
and
Cowboys.
then we
Yeah.
have them beating Houston. I think they can beat Houston. I think
I
they
think they could
can.
beat Houston here. Yeah, I
So
do.
then it's all about the last game, and that's at Denver. So before we pick that one again, let's revisit Denver's schedule because
I
this
think
week we have
that's
Denver
yeah,
beating the Raiders. That'll happen.
that'll happen.
Then we had them losing to Green Bay. Let's change
That could
that.
happen. That could happen
It could
though.
totally happen, but let's change that. Let's say it doesn't happen. Let's say they
I'd
win.
rather, honestly, I'd rather change my Jags one, the next week's one.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would shift them to the 2 seed. Okay, let's say they beat the Jags. Let's say they beat the Chiefs as well. Then they're
That one
13 and
I
4.
don't think that
And then
will.
if we give them the Packers game, then they're the 1 seed.
Yeah, but
And
then
that
that's
in-
them
then
winning out,
and
and
that
I
would
don't think they're gonna
include
win it.
a loss to us in the final game. So okay, this would be crazy. If they are the 1 seed going into week 18, then they
Mhm.
rest everyone and they give us the win.
Yeah,
And if they don't, then we would miss the playoffs to the Colts in this scenario, or
Mm-hmm.
even worse, to the Chiefs.
That would be wild. That would be wild. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen,
So I think in week 18,
I think they'd let us win in that
they might
scenario.
let us win just to keep the Chiefs out.
I
And then
think
they
so.
would host us at home as the 2 seed the next week with a
Mhm.
bye. I think that's more likely to happen. If they can,
Yeah,
that's what they'll do.
I think so too. I think they'd rather let us win than the Chiefs.
Yeah. Okay, so we have them beating the Jags and the Packers. We don't have that collapse happening. The
Hmm.
Packers would still get in at 10 wins, 10 6 and
Yep.
1. The Eagles
Jags.
would be bouncing out the Lions at 10 and 7. Can
Mm-hmm.
we find a loss for Philly? I want to bounce out the Eagles.
Means yeah.
We have them beating um we have them losing to the Bills. We have them beating the Commanders in week 18. We have them losing to the Commanders in week 16.
I
Next week
think
they have
that's
them
how that would
losing to
go.
we have them beating the Raiders, and then we have them losing to us. So they either need to get swept by Washington or lose to Las Vegas. And then
Which is hard to
they're
conceive.
keeping the Niners out.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice the Niners aren't even in our playoff picture.
Yeah. 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 I
Oh
mean,
shit.
it's hard to pick any of those. Like, it's hard to pick the Raiders, and then like getting swept by Washington's hard to pick unless there's a collapse, like a full.
In that scenario, I don't think the Niners are going to lose to the Colts. We had them losing to Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
So if we give them the win over Indy,
Yeah.
then they go 11 and 6. The
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay Packers are the 7 seed at 10 6 and 1, and
Mm-hmm.
both the Eagles and the Lions are missing the playoffs.
Man.
Even
Yeah.
if the Eagles beat the Raiders. I
Man.
think this is the one I like the most. I think this is the playoff scenario I kind of feel is most likely to happen.
Yeah. God. I get all that for sure. So then now are we talking about how we think it's gonna go? Like how everything's gonna
Yeah, so in the NFC, we have Seattle hosting Green Bay. I would
I
go Packers.
really,
I don't
man.
trust Darnold in the playoffs, man.
No, it's a good point. Shit. Yeah, I get it. I think we kind of see it. I think we kind of see this is because again, the Vikings let him go. And I do like granted JJ
For a
McCarthy sucked,
reason.
but they did let him go for a reason. So I don't know. And yeah, I
It can go either way. It wouldn't shock me if the Seahawks won, but do I trust Darnold at the end of the day? No.
no. No.
So
Yeah.
Green
So
Bay
let's
is
go
our
back.
pick there.
Green Bay's in that one.
Dallas hosting San Francisco. That feels
I'm
like
picking
such a
Dallas.
clear playoff matchup.
Yeah,
Like
right.
if
That
like
it
if the
really does.
NFL could ask for a playoff matchup, it's
Yeah.
Cowboys Niners.
For that I'm picking Dallas. And does your take, because I feel like you're going to say San Fran, are you more confident or less confident if it's Mac Jones over Purdy? Or like, would
For
that
me,
matter?
it's just Shanahan in that scenario. Like they just
Yeah.
own the Cowboys. Like that's the thing.
Mhm.
Like the Cowboys never beat the Niners in the
Yep.
playoffs.
I hear you.
Damn.
That's fun.
I think I'm gonna go Dallas too, just because it'd be so much more fun.
It'd be much
It'd be
more fun.
so much more fun. But that's gonna be such a good game. That can go either way.
Oh yeah.
I think I'd go Dallas though, but I could easily see the Niners win.
Oh yeah.
Tampa hosting the Rams.
I I don't know how you don't pick the Rams is the problem
Evans
there.
and McMillan might be healthy.
Right. Like the problem is it's hard to not pick the Rams, but
I know.
I really like Baker. Like
It's really
I
hard
think
not to pick the
I
Rams.
it's hard not to pick the Rams. It's clearly picking an upset, and it's not because it's like I think it could happen.
I would
It
go
depends on
Rams.
how, yeah.
I go Rams. I picked the Rams to be in the Super Bowl back in August, back in the
Gun to
summer.
my head, I'm picking the Rams. Like if someone's like, here's the like pick what's going to happen, like I would
Yeah.
just say the Rams.
Okay.
But
And then that means we would have the Bears hosting Green Bay in round two. I would go Green Bay. I don't think they would lose the third game.
Well, that's the thing. That's the other part of it. Is it's like, are we?
Caleb Williams' playoff debut, really? Like, just in the scope of history, are the Bears winning this game?
No,
But
probably not.
so then the only question you have is, are they really different?
Are they really different? Yeah, I'm comfortable saying Green Bay.
I would
Like
go
any of
Green
these
Bay.
division kind of games, I get it. Like I'm probably picking Green Bay. I feel like it's the
I would
first year with a new coach and everything. I don't know. I
I
feel
would
like
love it if Chicago won, but I would go
yeah,
Green Bay. And
yeah,
then
I'm good
we'd
with Green
have
Bay.
the Rams at the Cowboys.
Rams. I'm
Rams.
I'm picking Rams most
Rams for
of the time.
sure. On that one, totally Rams. That one's really fucking obvious.
Yeah.
So
No,
then Rams hosting the Packers.
that I feel could be close.
I would go
I
Rams.
but I'm probably going to take Rams most of the time. Like it's hard to not pick the Rams to go to the Super Bowl with how
Right.
good they've looked on both sides of the ball. It's really hard to not pick them. So
If they have to go on the road at Seattle and the weather's gross, or worse, Chicago and the weather's gross, I could see them lose. But if they have to go to
I
Tampa
yeah.
and then Dallas and then host a playoff game, they're fine.
If they're going to lose, it's going to be Tampa in the first round.
Yeah, I would
But
agree.
if they beat Tampa in the first round, I think they're going to go all the way
No, Tampa
to
and the
make the Super
Niners are
Bowl.
probably the scariest, but Tampa is scarier than San Francisco.
They'd have to get kind of clipped early in a weird game, but if they got rolling, then it's like, okay,
No,
you're.
I would totally agree with that. The winner of the 4-5 matchup, whether it's Tampa or the Rams, I think would go to the Super Bowl in the NFC.
Hmm, I get that.
Okay, so we have our NFC pick, the Rams, and now we're
Yep.
going to the AFC. We
Hmm.
got the 2 seed Denver hosting the Chargers, and we are assuming that they bench their starters to let us win and keep the Chiefs
Yes.
out.
Yes.
I think I'd go Denver.
It would be Denver, which sucks.
Fuck!
I hope it, listen, I would love it if we could win a playoff game,
They're not gonna win it, man.
but there's no way
There's
I'm
no
picking
fucking way they win.
that.
Not with their fucking O line against that defense and all the fucking sacks. They won at the
No.
buzzer in week 2. They're not gonna sweep them 3 times.
Yeah, no, I'm picking Denver there for
I'm
sure.
definitely taking Denver. Okay, so then Houston hosting Jacksonville.
Yeah, bunch of bullshit. I in that, I mean, God, it depends on how they finish, man. But like, I'm probably picking Houston.
I'm going Houston.
Yeah.
I'm trusting that defense a bit more. And
Mhm.
then Ravens hosting Buffalo. I will take Lamar Jackson.
I think it's Lamar too.
I
Uh,
trust the Ravens defense more, and it's in Baltimore.
like, listen, if Lamar gets his shit together, then they're so dangerous. Then
Hmm.
they're really, really dangerous. So I'll take the Ravens. And after they got like kind of humiliated earlier in the year,
Okay,
uh,
here's where it really gets down to like, well, if the Chargers are out, if the Bills are out,
yeah,
Ravens at Patriots.
Ravens at Patriots, I'm probably taking Patriots.
I
But it's
think so
hard, right?
too. That
It's hard.
feels
Like it feels hard because
disgusting.
you're like I think Lamar is better than Drake May. Like Lamar's best is better than Drake May's best. Uh, and if Lamar is playing at his best, it's hard to not pick him. But he's also been rough in the playoffs, right? Like it's like a worse version of Dak.
If it's destined to be, then Lamar should be the automatic pick. But
Yeah.
it just feels so not his year.
Yeah. It's hard to look at this Ravens team and say this is the one that's going to do it. Um, with such a
But
weird year they've had.
if there was one team that's 9-8 with that quarterback that can
Mhm.
go on a tear,
I mean, when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback on your team, it's hard. It's hard to pick
are
against.
we
It's hard to
trusting
pick.
Drake May in his first ever playoff game?
Yeah, I would have kind of liked it more if he had a different one already. Shit.
If he was playing Buffalo, I think they'd win for sure.
Yeah,
But
just because it's
against the
a
Ravens, I'm not. I'm gonna go Ravens.
We could do Ravens. Let's
Let's
do
go
Ravens.
Ravens. Okay, so then Broncos hosting the Texans. I'd go
I
Denver.
I'm picking Texans because I want it to be the
Okay.
Texans. In that scenario, I'd want it to be the Texans. So, but listen, both have really good defenses.
Yeah, no, that's
Here's the
a
thing. Both have very good defenses. Denver definitely has a better offensive line. That's where I get c- skeptical. But I don't think Bo Nix is an elite quarterback. I don't think he is. So I
no, but
think
I know that Sean Payton is an elite offensive coach, and I can't say
sure,
that about what the Texans got.
sure. I get it, but I'd want the Tex. I'd want it to be the
I
Texans
would
because
go
I hate
Denver, but
yeah.
if it
Okay,
was in
well
Houston,
then,
I would go Texans, but it's in Denver. I'd go Denver.
so what about Denver versus Ravens or Houston versus Ravens? Is it is it a different answer for you?
I would go Ravens over Houston for sure.
Yeah,
Ravens at the Broncos though.
it's hard.
That's really hard,
Because then
but
it's you think the Broncos are making the Super Bowl.
okay, we'll stick with the scenario that the Ravens beat the Patriots. I took the Rams against the Ravens in my Super Bowl pick back in the summer. I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to say that the Ravens would, if they can make it that far, if they can beat the
Mhm.
Bills and the Patriots, I think they can beat the Broncos.
I think so too.
As
Like
long as they get there, I would take the Ravens.
I just like seeing all these close wins for Denver. Like they almost lost to the Jets. Like I know it was in London, but like if you could almost lose to the Jets,
Yeah. Well, no,
like
we went through it at first and we had them falling to five losses or six losses or whatever. We didn't
yeah.
trust them originally. And then we were like, this doesn't feel like we're giving them enough credit. And then we were like, oh, it probably makes sense that they're still atop the division. So yeah, I think they're vulnerable. I don't really ultimately trust them. If Bo Nix made the Super Bowl, that would kind of be a shocker. So I would
I
go
think
Lamar. Lamar feels destined to make a Super Bowl at some point, right? Like
to make one, yeah, I
at least
feel.
make one.
And then like it gets tricky, right? If it's like Ravens and Rams in the Super Bowl, like I feel like I'd pick the Rams, but then it's like in order for the Ravens to have gotten there, they had to have figured out a lot of shit. Is
Nine
kind
and
of
eight to make the Super Bowl is like a team of destiny, you know?
yeah.
They start
Oh
off like
yeah.
1-5.
Yeah. If they're able to make the Super Bowl, that means Lamar kind of fixed his big moment problems. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's having his first like elite playoff run, and the defense is not killing them. So I don't know. I'd want to pick the Ravens then.
That's what I thought back in the summer when I was like, if he can actually get there,
Yeah.
then it means that the moment isn't too big for him. But
Yeah.
unless, that extra week of media prep for that game like really gets to him, but like no, I feel
Mhm.
like that would be, obviously we missed out on Michael Vick for obvious, very specific reasons. But it always felt like to not have Michael Vick in a Super Bowl was kind of like a waste, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And like when Cam Newton was in the Super Bowl, like it
Mhm.
also didn't quite live up to expectation. Like maybe it's such a video game like version of like an ideal Super
Mhm.
Bowl matchup to have
Mhm.
a player like Lamar make it. If he can make it there, like you would assume it's because all of that stuff is overcome. And it just feels like at
Mhm.
some point he will do that, but it's also kind of wishful thinking. So what if they lose to the Patriots? Would you take New England over Denver or Houston for that matter? Let's assume Denver makes it. Would you take the Patriots at home?
I think I would take the Patriots. I think because that would mean that Drake May did well in a playoff performance, and it's like if he's the guy, like my
It's the
big
same thing we're saying about Lamar.
yeah, my big question mark with Drake May this year is they have had such an easy schedule. Like, yeah, they've done
Yeah.
well and have looked good, but they've had such an easy schedule. So what's it going to, and like, yeah, they beat the Bills, but that's a division game. Like, I always just look at those differently. Like, I don't, when the Chargers beat the Chiefs, I'm not like, oh, we're better than them now. It's like, okay, let's pump the brakes.
Yeah, for them to blow
Uh,
out the Giants last night wasn't really impressive. It was just kind of like
so much of it, I'm
do
still
what you
like,
do.
well, you're playing bad teams and like you're running up the score and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing
Yeah.
and you're looking good. But what about when you're facing like in a big moment? with against a legit team.
Yeah.
And if they win, it's like, okay, cool, you're for real, or you're more for real, or your young quarterback is kind of made of the right stuff. So great. Then
Yeah.
yeah, you could go all the way. That's kind of how I feel. It's kind of similar to my feeling on Caleb and the Bears, really, where it's like, what are you like in the playoffs? Or is this real? Like, or is this, are you going to kind of crumble in the big moment? Like, you could do really well, and then you have all the tools to do it. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I fully trust it.
So it feels like in the NFC, we are believing in the Rams and Bucks, and then there's an outside shot for the Bears and Packers.
Is
But
there any shot for you for the Bills? Is
no.
that any?
I think they
Yeah.
could win a playoff game. Like if you told me they beat Baltimore that first matchup we have here, wouldn't shock me. But for them to go all the way, no, they don't have the pieces. They just have Allen and James Cook, and good luck like with the
Jags and
weather.
Houston are so weird. Like those are
Yeah,
teams, like as teams, it's hard to look at them
very
and be
strange.
confident that they're gonna do well.
Yeah.
Like as yeah, that's a hard one for me too.
And then Denver and Houston kind of the same thing where like at least Denver has a better coach on offense, so at least that's kind of redeeming, but it's just their defense is so good. Otherwise, you don't
Yeah.
actually trust them. What's so sad about this is like if the Chargers weren't hurt, they
Hmm.
would be the most complete team.
Our defense is good. Like it's
And we have the
really
coach, we have the quarterback, we have the running back. We're just missing an offensive line, and because of matchups like I don't trust the Broncos defensive line like not to just torch them. Like that's
mhm.
where it's just not going to be enough. It's so
Yeah.
sad cuz it's so up for the taking, and if you told
Yeah.
me they made the Super Bowl in this fucking slate here, if they were at full strength, I know I'm a homer, but like
I
they
think they
feel
have a
like the
shot.
most complete ready fucking team, but it's because they don't have Slater or Alt that I
Yeah.
just can't fucking see it.
We just need to take offensive linemen in every
I
draft.
know. I
Point
was
this
a bit
coming
surprised
draft.
they didn't go O line again instead of going Hampton. Like knowing the depth you can typically get at running back, like
Yeah, for sure. I think they didn't think Hampton was going to be there. Not to go back to the
yeah,
draft, but I kind of think they thought he wasn't going to be there. And then when he was, it was like, well,
yeah. Imagine if we went Josh Simmons, like where the Chiefs would be without him, and
oh
like
yeah.
you know,
I mean, the problem, like,
because Hampton also got hurt.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, that's why I kind of like it's so hard to win the Super Bowl because like you have to be so lucky with injuries. Like you could just
Yeah.
absolutely get derailed because of injuries, and then it's like you don't really have a shot.
Would you go Patriots over Rams or Broncos over Rams or
No,
no? Yeah, me
no.
neither.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to conceive of a team beating the Rams if they make, especially if they make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
It's really hard to bet on a team to beat them if they're there.
yeah.
Like they've been there before. Stafford is a very good quarterback. Even it, put it, I like I'd put them against. But like he's up there in terms of like a quarterback where you're like, yeah, you could just like lead a team to win any game.
Well, in that case, what if they lose to Tampa that first game?
Mhm.
Would you have Tampa in the Super Bowl over uh we would have them going at Dallas? I think they could beat Dallas.
I think they could beat Dallas
Would you
too.
have them beating the Packers or Bears?
That's where it gets tricky.
At the
That's where
Bears, I don't think they'd win.
I feel they could lose to either Green Bay or the Bears.
Hosting Green Bay, I think they can win, but I don't think
Yeah.
they'd win at Chicago. And then lastly, it'd be Bucks over New England or Baltimore.
That's where it gets really up for grabs. If it's
Yeah,
not the Rams in there, then I think anybody can kind of win
yeah,
it just off like a good game.
yeah. No, the Rams I think are the only like tier above team, and then if the Ravens can somehow like make it there, then it's because they're the team we thought they were entering the season, and they just
Yep.
the month of September just doesn't mean anything.
Hmm.
Okay, man, that was crazy.
That was fun.
That was
All
a
right, I'm
lot of fun.
excited to get bounced in the first round of the
Yeah,
playoffs.
so much fun, man. So ideal.
and have a hard schedule for next and not have anything for it. Like next year I have worst draft pick and a hard schedule.
No, the only thing that I'm like kind of optimistic about right now is if the Ravens fire John Harbaugh for him to come and
Oh
coach our
yeah.
special teams and defense for a year and like just be a consultant.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be great. That would be great.
But this fucking hand surgery, man. Fucking Herbert with his hand. We're so cursed, bro. It's so fucking
I
crazy.
know. I mean, it's not his throwing hand though, right? Like it's
No, I think he'll play
also
through it, but still, it's not good.
not good. And it just keeps yeah, it's just like
One after another,
one after
never
another.
ends.
And it's like the people you really don't want it to be. Like where it's like the quarterback and your starting tackles, and then even like your backup tackles. You're just like, all right, don't know what. I guess I'm going out there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to them beating Philadelphia this week. I think the Eagles are done.
I think it's very reminiscent of that year that they kind of imploded and then like lost five in a row to close the season and then got bounced in the
I
playoffs.
also don't think it helps them that they have such a big lead in the division because they
It's
were
easy
like,
to be
okay,
like, meh, whatever.
yeah, we can let all this shit happen. It doesn't mean anything. We're gonna be fine in the end, and they're gonna wake up when it's too late,
Mhm.
and they're not gonna be able to fix their issues.
But that's why teams like Houston, like Jacksonville, like those teams who are kind of waking up now, where you're like,
Hmm.
okay, that's good. That's what you want
Yeah,
to kind of be happening this time of year.
yeah,
So, yeah, we'll see. It'll be exciting for sure.
yeah. And then maybe before we go, we just take one quick look at the Blunt League playoff picture
Let's do it.
because we have both clinched, but that's not the case
Mhm.
for everyone. There are, I think, just like two matchups that are like going to decide that last spot, and then there's some there's some stuff for like the playoff bye, which factors in with you. We are playing each other. Um, let me. Okay, so I'm 8-5. I lost last week, sadly. You're 9-4. You have a shot at the bye, and you do have the
Mhm.
tiebreakers currently. So as long as you beat
Mhm.
me, I think you will get the bye. But I'm not gonna just roll over.
Yep.
So good luck there. I have clinched, so kind of anticlimactic. The only reason to play this week is for spoiler, but I'm looking
Yep.
ahead to playoff acquisitions and stuff.
Hmm.
Otherwise, we do have River Rat, who is 7-6, is currently in the playoffs against SEAL Team Nix. If he loses, he might get bounced, but I think
Yep.
on tiebreakers he might have the most points, and I think he'll be okay. I would assume he'll make it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. He'll probably be fine.
yeah, most likely. Then we have a battle for, I think, that final playoff spot. We have Salisbury Suicide holding the sixth spot at 7-6,
Hmm.
projected to win 90-86 right now, but they both are like missing some starters with bye weeks and stuff. So that's a true toss up. And then even if they're both tied at 7-7, they might still get
Yeah.
bounced. So that is a huge game. Then we have two teams eliminated facing off against each other. That's good. It avoids, you know, other playoff implications.
Yep.
And then two teams I think have been eliminated themselves. Actually, no. Gogo Bongzilla is still in it. Gogo Bong
Oh
has
yeah.
some
No, he's got
tiebreakers in
good
his
points.
favor.
Yeah. He's got a lot of good points, so he could easily hop in front of Salisbury, which is
Yeah, this game
cool.
is huge. And then if Gritty Cuffs wins, they need a bit of help because they
Hmm.
are behind Gogo Bong. And I got Ramley. So
Yeah.
they would need a lot of help, but it is still possible. And then if they beat Viva La Cheating, then you would lock up that bye. So you are kind of rooting for that.
Yeah. Even if Viva La Cheating wins and I win, then I just need to beat him by what is it, 30 points? Or he can't beat me
Let
by
me
30 or
check
like
the
20, 25. I
Yeah, I
can't.
think I think you're somewhere around like 30, 20 points.
Yeah,
You have a 24-point lead.
that's it. Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting. Yeah, it'll be a fun little close to the year.
Yeah, I think River Rat will get in, barring a collapse. And then I think Gogobong will also get in.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it's gonna be.
Suicide might lose, and Ramley will take his spot, but Gogobong will have the tiebreaker and win his matchup. That's my guess.
Yeah, and then I'm excited to repeat what I always do, which is get second. And
Well, you got the buy. If you get second, you get the buy, then you have a 50-50 shot at making a bunch of money.
yeah,
It doesn't look like you have a shot at the
the top
the
points.
top score. It looks like still Team Nick's will get it, barring a collapse. He has a 70-point lead.
He that's pretty good. You're probably got it at that
Pretty.
point.
He would need to
Yeah.
score like 80, and then we need to have like a record
I
setter
re- Yeah.
from you or River Rat, which I
Most
doubt.
of the time you're gonna be fine with
I
that
doubt
for
both of those things happen. So
yeah.
he may have locked it up. And then we do have one last prize available this week up for grabs. Right now it's uh, going to River Rat, who has the highest score, about 174, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And if somebody can top 174, then they'll win $50. But given he's second in points on the year, I
Mhm.
guess it would be most fitting if it didn't go to him, it'd go to you, who's in third place. So at the moment, it makes sense, but there's still
Yeah.
one more week where it's up for grabs.
Oh yeah. Oh, exciting stuff.
Yeah,
To be
fun
sure.
week. And good luck getting it by, man. I'm not going to hand it over, but good luck.
I'm excited. Yeah. Good season so far.
Very
I
fun.
just hope we don't screw it up.
It was awesome last week that I was 8-4 last week and I still hadn't clinched the playoffs. It was like a little
Oh yeah.
hairy. And if I had won, then we would be going up for that playoff bye head to
It
head.
would
But
be
I
for that.
lost, so
Yeah.
it's not as impactful. But
But you playing spoilers fun,
it's
You're
okay.
not gonna like drop people you don't want to drop in order to do it, but you're also like, hey, I'd like to win for
Well, it's
sure.
okay, but I just wanted the tension. Like now, even if
Yeah,
I win,
no.
it's kind of like whatever. I'm like the three. I'm the 4 seed at best.
Yeah, and I'm
So
not the type to look and be like, which team would I rather play? Like I
yeah.
usually do that. I was just like,
No,
whatever.
I just need to take care of business, have the most points in the playoffs. It all sort itself out. That's how I
100%.
approach it.
That'll be exciting. Let's see. What's the bracket as it currently stands? Would we be on the same side with that?
As it currently stands,
No, we would
I don't
not.
think so, but I also think it resets to lowest seed versus highest in the next round. So it's all
Mhm.
about who we beat. I don't think it's which side of the bracket
If
you're
I
on.
if I yeah, and I guess there's a chance I could be the one seed if what's his name? If
Yeah, it is
Seal.
possible you're the 1 seed.
So it's hard to know yet.
No, it's still up until last week. It was so up for grabs. It
We had
was
four people like tied. It was a four-way
Yeah,
tie up
we
the
we had a
top. So
four-way tie at 8-4, and now it's a three-way tie at 9-4. So
hmm.
still, whoever has the bye right now might not get it.
Yep.
Very fun.
Plenty of time to throw it away. All right, I guess I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I gotta leave in like 10 minutes to go make our golf appointment.
hmm. Hell yeah.
All right, man.
Golf appointment. Is it appointment? Is that
A round of golf, but you
going to
set
the
an appointment, you,
dentist?
you make a reservation. It's like
Yeah,
a dinner reservation, a dinner
that's
appointment.
fair. That's fair. I like that. I'll give you that.
All right, buddy. I'll see you soon.
See you, man.
Peace
Bye.
out.